raise awareness of mental health, talk about difficult subjects like suicide prevention, and I will share a little bit of my story, and I'll be hanging around after as well, so if you want to come up, I've got some bits and pieces as well that I can hand out as well. But 1 in 4 of us in this room will experience some form of mental health problem in any given year. We sadly lose over 5,500 people to suicide in England and Wales every single year. It's a shocking statistic, but actually it's a statistic that we all have the power to actually reduce. But sometimes some of these difficult subjects, or when somebody's going through something really difficult, we don't know what to do. And at the end of my little talk, I'll give you a few little ideas of how hopefully you can step in, maybe listen to somebody that's struggling and needs help. And I think there was a really great example that was just given about somebody waiting at a bus stop and having those simple conversations. But mental health and mental illness has impacted me, my family, and my friends. And it was in 2017 that I got a phone call from a friend of mine to say that sadly his sister had died by suicide. When I had that phone call, like I'm sure any of you in this room would be completely shocked to hear that news, especially as the social media that I'd only seen a week or two before was portraying somebody that was very happy with life. But when that death sadly happened, it struck something in me. There was of course sadness, but there was anger as well. Why was my friend, why wasn't she able to ask for help when she needed it? Why wasn't the help there for her? Why did that seem like that was the only reason out for her? And the reason why it also was really painful to get that news was I lost my dad to suicide when I was 17, and losing a close friend or father or somebody can obviously be really, really difficult. And when that happened to me, there was very little support that was offered as far as bereavement support. As a guy, I was kind of the attitude was just to man up and get on with it. Things are improving. Events like this are happening today, and we are having the conversation. But it was very difficult, so difficult for me that actually 5 years later, after the death of my dad, I found myself in the same mental health hospital as he had been sectioned after attempting to take my own life. And it was only by having friends and the right support that got me out of that state. It took me a year to get better as far as getting back into work. But that stigma that happened when I was ill meant that even though I'd got better from that mental illness, I wasn't going to tell anybody that I had been ill with my own mental health because of the stigma. I thought if I told somebody that I had a mental illness, that I'd been in hospital, that I'd been sectioned, you wouldn't want to be my friend, you probably wouldn't want to employ me, you definitely wouldn't want to be my partner. And so I didn't tell anybody. And I think this is the real problem with mental illness, because of the shame, because of the stigma. There's a lot of stigma out there for people to actually disclose that they've had a problem. And I said right at the beginning, 1 in 4 people will experience some form of mental health problem in any given year. It's really common. It's actually more common than you realise to have thoughts of suicide. And it is because it is such a difficult conversation to talk about that we really do not know how to intervene or step in. So there's a national day called Time to Talk Day, which is on the 1st of February, and it is all about encouraging simple conversations around mental health. When I was really struggling, I had a friend, Steve. He was so scared about me, and he didn't know what to do when I was going through my crisis. But all I remember of my mate Steve at that time was somebody that was there to listen. And he didn't really give me any advice, but just having that person that gave me that listening ear and that time and that space. I think hopefully that's the one thing that you can all take away from today's event is you don't need to try and fix somebody's problem when it's mental health. Like if somebody said they sadly had some other form of illness, you wouldn't try and jump in there and fix it. There are services on the table here with lots of other resources and people that can. And I think the most important thing that we can all do today is to listen and have that empathy, that if somebody is going through something difficult, that we can just listen without judgment, and then hopefully signpost people to the services either locally or nationally. So again, check out the desk and all of the things that are here. Again, just Andy and Signature Brewery and Ripple, and all the amazing charities that do the work they do to really help and support other people. It's really, really needed. And I think that's where I'll end it. But thank you all for listening. And as I say, thank you again for this amazing event and to all the artists taking part as well. So thank you.